From this it is further evident that he understands himself perfectly. For when, through an intelligible species, the intellect is brought into the thing understood, the perfection of the intellectual operation depends on two things. It is one thing that the intelligible species conforms perfectly to the thing understood. It is another thing that it should be perfectly united to the understanding. This is indeed done so much the more the intellect has a greater efficiency in understanding. But the divine essence itself, which is the intelligible species by which the divine intellect understands, is completely identical with God himself, and it is absolutely the same with his understanding. Therefore, God knows himself most perfectly. Still, a material thing is made intelligible by the fact that it is separated from matter and material conditions. Therefore, what is separated by its own nature from all matter and material conditions, this is intelligible according to its own nature. But everything intelligible is understood according to the fact that it is actually one with the intelligent. But God himself is intelligent, as has been proved. Therefore, since he is entirely immaterial and is chiefly one to himself, he chiefly understands himself. Again, from this is actually understood something that the intellect in the act and the intellect in the act are one. But the divine intellect is always the intellect in action, for there is nothing in power and imperfection in God. Now the essence of God is perfectly intelligible according to itself, as is clear from what has been said. Since therefore the divine intellect and the divine essence are one, from what has been said, it is evident that God perfectly understands himself. For God is both his intellect and his essence. Still, everything that is in someone in an intelligible way is understood by him. Now the divine essence is in God in an intelligible way, for the natural being of God and the intelligible being are one and the same, since his being is to understand his own. God therefore understands his essence, therefore himself, since he is his own essence. Further, the acts of the intellect, like those of the other powers of the soul, are distinguished according to their objects. Therefore, the more perfect the operation of the understanding will be, the more perfectly intelligible it will be. But the divine essence is the most perfectly intelligible, since it is the most perfect act and the first truth. Now the operation of the divine intellect is also the most noble, since it is the divine being itself, as has been shown. God therefore understands himself. Still, the perfections of all things are found chiefly in God. Among the other perfections found in created things, the greatest is to understand God, but the noblest intelligible is God. God therefore understands himself most of all, and this is confirmed by divine authority. For the Apostle says 1 Corinthians 2:10, that the Spirit of God searches even the depths of God.